Can you imagine being born into billions and then losing it all? Picture this. You're born with a platinum spoon in your mouth, living in the lap of luxury, a world where money is no object, where private jets, yachts, and sprawling mansions are just part of the everyday scenery. You grow up surrounded by opulence and privilege, a world so far removed from the average person's reality that it might as well be a different planet. This is the life of children born into billionaire families, a life that many of us can only dream of. But what happens when this dream turns into a nightmare? What happens when these children, who once had the world at their fingertips, lose their fortunes, their status, and the life they've always known? The stories we're about to share are filled with extravagance, excess, and ultimately, loss. They are tales of heirs and heiresses who inherited vast fortunes, only to squander them away. They lived in a world of unimaginable wealth, but their lives took unexpected turns that led them down a path of financial ruin. These are not just stories of financial loss, but also tales of lost identity and purpose. For many of these individuals, their wealth was not just a bank account balance, but a part of who they were, a part of their self-worth. When they lost their money, they lost a part of themselves. So buckle up, folks, because we're about to take you on a journey into the lives of these fallen fortunes. We're going to peel back the curtain on the glamorous facade and show you what life is really like when you're born into billions, only to lose it all. First, we delve into the lavish life and shocking downfall of Patricia Kluge. From billionaire socialite to bankruptcy, Patricia's story is a cautionary tale that serves as a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of wealth and the dangers of living beyond one's means. So, let's dive right in, shall we? A Patricia Kluge, born into opulence, was once hailed as the wealthiest divorcee in history. The daughter of a British military officer, Patricia was no stranger to the finer things in life. Yet her world was turned upside down when she married billionaire John Kluge. Suddenly, Patricia was a billionaire heiress, living a life of unimaginable luxury. From private jets to sprawling estates, Patricia was living the dream. But as we all know, all that glitters is not gold. Patricia's marriage to John Kluge was not a fairy tale. The couple's tumultuous relationship ended in a high-profile divorce, with Patricia walking away with a staggering settlement estimated at over $1 billion. She was, at that time, the wealthiest divorcee in history. Patricia had the world at her feet, a billion-dollar fortune at her disposal. You'd think she'd have been set for life, right? Well, not quite. Patricia, driven by ambition and a desire to carve out her own identity, decided to venture into the world of winemaking. She invested a significant portion of her fortune into establishing the Kluge Estate Winery and Vineyard in Virginia, a decision that would eventually lead to her downfall. The winery, despite initial success, turned out to be a risky business venture. The economic downturn of the late 2000s hit Patricia's business hard. The winery fell into debt, and Patricia, unable to repay her creditors, was forced into bankruptcy. The Kluge Estate Winery and Vineyard was eventually sold off, and Patricia, once a billionaire heiress, found herself penniless. From a billion-dollar heiress to bankruptcy, Patricia's story is a cautionary tale about risky business ventures. It's a stark reminder that even those born with a silver spoon can fall from grace, and that wealth, no matter how vast, can be fleeting. Patricia Kluge's story is not just about the rise and fall of a billionaire heiress, but also a lesson in humility and the unpredictability of life. Next, we turn our attention to Alejandro Baillères, the son of Mexican billionaire Alberto Baillères. Born with a silver spoon, Alejandro was the heir to a mining empire, Grupo Bal, a fortune that his father, Alberto, had carefully built. From the start, Alejandro lived a life of opulence. His father's wealth bankrolled a lifestyle that was nothing short of extravagant. Private jets, luxury yachts, exclusive parties, you name it. Alejandro had it all. His spending habits were as ostentatious as they were reckless, and there seemed to be no end to his father's deep pockets. But as the saying goes, easy come, easy go. The relentless spending began to take a toll on the family fortune. Alejandro's incessant need for luxury started to bleed the business dry, and it was clear that something had to give, and give it did. In an unexpected turn of events, Alberto made a drastic decision. He cut Alejandro off, leaving him with no access to the family fortune. It was a wake-up call for Alejandro as he found himself in unfamiliar territory. The high life he was accustomed to was now a distant memory. The financial downfall was swift and severe. From living in luxury penthouses and vacationing on private islands, Alejandro was suddenly faced with the real world. His reckless spending had not only cost him his fortunes, but also his cushioned lifestyle. The son of a billionaire was now just another man trying to make ends meet. In the end, Alejandro's story serves as a cautionary tale. It's a tale of a man who had it all, lost it all, and had to learn the hard way that money isn't everything. It's a tale that shows us that even the most extravagant lifestyles can't sustain if they are built on reckless spendings and uncontrolled extravagance. Alejandro's tale is a stark reminder that even the deepest pockets can run dry. It's a tale that reminds us that the most important things in life aren't things at all, but experiences and relationships that money can't buy. Lastly, we peer into the lives of the Duke's siblings, heirs to the tobacco fortune. Once upon a time, these siblings were the golden children of the American aristocracy. They were born with silver spoons, inheriting their father's massive tobacco empire. The Duke name was synonymous with wealth, power, and privilege. A life of luxury was all they knew. From ritzy parties to private jets, the Duke siblings seemed to have it all, and oh, how they lived! Their lifestyle was nothing short of extravagant. They reveled in the lap of luxury, their days filled with champagne breakfasts, yacht parties, and shopping sprees that could make a millionaire blush. They were the epitome of the American dream, the embodiment of the phrase, "more money than sense." But as they say, not all that glitters is gold. Beneath the veneer of their opulent lifestyle, trouble was brewing. The Duke siblings found themselves embroiled in a series of legal battles that seemed to come one after the other. Lawsuits, divorce settlements, and tax evasion charges became as much a part of their lives as their extravagant parties. Their wealth, once a symbol of their power, became their downfall. The legal fees piled up, slowly but surely eating away at their fortune. The siblings, once known for their affluence, found themselves on the brink of bankruptcy. The Duke siblings' tale took a tragic turn as their wealth dwindled. Their story serves as a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of fortune. They were forced to sell their assets, their homes, and their prized possessions. The Duke siblings, once the toast of the town, had their names splattered across tabloids, not for their wealth, but for their downfall. Their tale is a cautionary one, a glimpse into a world where wealth and power can be as fleeting as a summer's day. The Duke siblings' story is a testament to the old adage that wealth can't buy happiness. So, what can we learn from these stories of fallen fortunes? We've journeyed through tales of silver-spooned offspring born into billion-dollar empires, only to watch them crumble under the weight of their own spending. These narratives aren't just juicy gossip, they're cautionary tales, lessons etched in gold and inscribed in bankruptcy papers. First and foremost, these stories highlight the critical importance of financial literacy. It's not enough to have a hefty bank account, you need to understand how to manage it. Learning about investments, understanding the implications of credit, and recognizing the value of a dollar are all skills that can prevent a tumble from financial grace. Financial literacy isn't some secret knowledge reserved for Wall Street wizards. It's a tool that everyone should have in their arsenal, regardless of their net worth. Reckless spending is another common thread in these tales of fallen fortunes. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of lavish parties, designer clothes, and extravagant vacations. But the truth is, wealth is not an infinite resource. Even the deepest pockets can run dry if the cash flow is a one-way street. Excessive spending without a sustainable income source can lead to a swift and harsh financial downfall. And finally, these stories underline the importance of maintaining a sustainable lifestyle, regardless of wealth. A billionaire's child might have every luxury at their fingertips, but without the right mindset and habits, that luxury can become a trap. Living within one's means, appreciating what one has, and not depending on wealth for happiness are values that stand the test of time. In the end, these fallen fortunes remind us that money, though useful, is not the be-all and end-all. It's a tool, a resource, something to be managed and respected, not squandered. Remember, it's not about how much money you have, but how you use it that truly matters.